Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to draft a high brief panty pattern, and please do watch till the end of the video where we're going to learn how to make the gusset. So we're going to start by marking the middle line on the pattern paper, and one half is going to be for the front and the other half is going to be for the back. And I'm going to go down by 1 inch and mark a straight line across the pattern paper, and that is going to be the waistline. On that middle line, I am going to mark the crotch length, which is going to be 12 inches. And again, extend the line across the pattern paper. So don't forget to mark the lines so that you will know which measurement you're going to place, or where you're going to place the measurement. Yeah. So now I'm going to do the same thing there. So the next thing is we're going to mark from the waist to hip, which is going to be 8 inches for me. And I'm also going to mark a straight line across the pattern paper. So I am going to start by drafting the front pattern, and you're going to take your hip round measurement divided by 4 minus 1 inch. Same thing that you're going to do on your waist measurement divided by 4 minus 1 inch. And I'm going to connect both of the lines from waist to hip. So again, we're going to go to the crotch. From the crotch line, you want to go up by 1 inch, and you want to connect the line all the way to the hip line. Right on the crotch, you want to go in by 1.5 inch. Then you want to extend the line all the way from that new point to the hip line. So we're not going to make use of this line anymore. So now for shaping, if you want that nice curve on the hip, you want to find the midpoint of the straight line, and you want to mark the midpoint and go up by 1 inch. Then from the hip line, you just want to connect with a nice curve line. You can do so with your curve ruler also. Now we are done creating the curve line. We're going to go ahead and mark our pattern as a front pattern page. Now onto the waistline, we want to go down by 1/2 inch and connect it all the way to the other point of the waistline. And we are done with the front pattern. Now moving on to the back pattern, I just want to make sure that, as you can see, that on that middle line, we want to place our crotch, which is going to be 2 inches. That's the width of the crotch for the back. And then we're going to go down, which is 1 inch. Remember, the front we went up, but the back we're going down 1 inch. Then you want to extend that line to the 2-inch width of the crotch. So now what we're going to do is we're going to place our measurement. Remember, hip round measurement divided by 4 minus 1 inch, because we're working with a stretchy fabric. And I'm going to place it on the hip. Same thing, quarter of the waist measurement, subtract 1 inch, and we're going to place it on the waist measurement, connect the 2 points. And then you also want to connect the hip line to the point that I'm showing you here on the video. And you want to connect from the hip all the way to the crotch. So you can leave it like this, but if you want shaping for the back, for full coverage, you can find the midpoint like you did for the front. But I'm going to use a pencil because I'm going to later remove that line. It's just for me showing you. You're going to go down by 1/2 inch, and then you're just going to connect with a nice curve at the bottom if you really want a full coverage at the back. So I'm going to leave the straight line because that's the line that I'm going to use. I just love the style. So on that crotch line, you want to go down by 1/2 inch, as you can see. And then you want to blend it with that crotch width, like so. And you also want to blend it again on that straight line. So this is your back panty pattern. So the next thing that is left for us is to cut out these 2 patterns. So guys, for us to calculate the gusset, we'll need to measure the back, which is 12 or 13, and the front, which is 10.5. We're going to take both of the numbers, which is 13 plus 10.5. It's going to give me 23.5. So the answer that you find, you're going to actually divide it by 4. So mine was 5.8. Then I took 5.8 plus 1, which is 6.8 inches, and my gusset length is going to be 7. So the gusset length that I came up with, I'm going to mark 7 on the pattern paper. And I'm going to take my back pattern, align it onto that straight line, as you can see, and this is just for shaping, because as I'm going to connect the back pattern, it needs to connect very well at the back of the pattern paper. So I'm just going to connect it or shape the back, and I'm going to do the same thing for the front. So as soon as you're done, you just want to connect the 2 points with a curve ruler. You can do so also with a straight line. And remember guys, do not forget to mark your pattern. This is the gusset and you must cut it on fold. We are done guys drafting this pattern. You know what, we need to sew it together. So check out my tutorial on how to sew a high brief panty. It's very detailed. It will show you everything you need, the elastic, the material, the needle, the stitch that we're going to be using to sew this panty. So guys, I will see you there. For now, ciao.